Pretty sure I heard her say leash and Ryan. Good win for us. Good to come home, get a win on this court in front of the fans again. So we'll take it. Any win in this league is hard to come by. So we'll take anyone that we can get.
For Coach, could you speak on how valuable a two-way role players like Nia are to the league, especially at this point in the season?
Yeah, I think when you look through the history of any of the championship teams of the WNBA, they always have role players that play significant part in that team's success. The cool thing about Nia is like she's just so unselfish and she's so willing to do whatever it takes. So her role, it doesn't necessarily change, but what she gives to our team changes from a night in, night out basis. So her having the night that she had tonight is special for Nia because we need her to do that for our success.
Nia, you had 16.9 rebounds and 2 blocks, but how big was that second block versus during this win?
Honestly, I was just trying to do my defensive assignment, trying to help and get there and just make sure that I get in a test. So I'm just glad I was able to get that so we could just, secure it during that time of the game.
And Coach, going back to what Nia, the difference that she made, she was actually across both teams, the only player who was plus minus of double digits at 14. So what do you see as the biggest difference when Nia's on the floor?
I think both ends of the floor. She's somebody that gives us positives on both ends of the floor because she defends at a high level and then when she's knocking down shots. But the other thing is just being able to rebound. She's one of our best communicators on the defensive end in terms of helping her teammates so that they know where to be, what they're supposed to be doing in terms of their assignments. So for us, having Nia on the floor is even double, right? Because of those different things.
Right, you had 1,000 career points as of today.
Thank you so much.
I know it's very early in your career, but when it's all said and done, what sort of impact do you hope to leave on the WNBA?
I was just talking about this earlier with somebody. So obviously people are breaking records every day and you always see since Candace Parker. I want to have an impact like that. And so it's like I feel like I'm in a good position to continue to, etch my name in the record books, but that's not my main focus when I'm playing.
To learn off of that and have skills and I mean that's a good for you. Just swiping moves that like
just actually being where I was supposed to be as far as on the defensive end, being in gaps, being in help, finally showing T that I can be there and, have my teammates back through everything.
Ryan, going off that too, obviously we talked a bunch about how you get in the game more this year, and that's my focus, but it feels like you're really tapping into the bounce pass a lot, even more than last year. Has that been kind of conscious or is that just just kind of happening in the flow?
I feel like kind of just happens in the flow sometimes, but it's also realizing who's closing out and if they're going to come with their hands high. You don't want to get just reckless turnovers because you're trying to throw a chest pass when you can make a bounce pass.
Coach, the team is got to be really good. How you keep the team focused and make sure that you feel in the game, you feel it's tight game, all game. How do you keep them focused?
You said their injuries?
Yeah, they have 4.
Oh yeah, I can't focus on their injuries. I'm sorry. When we were hurt last year, nobody gave 2 shits when we didn't have anybody. We had 7 players. We had one game in Chicago where we played with 6 players and nobody cared. Obviously, I'd love for them to be healthy because that's just makes our league better. So what I said to Eric at the end of the game was get healthy. You know what I mean? For his team. Because you want to play against the best of the best, you know what I mean? But I can't focus on that. We got to go out and win games. And so we'll take it whichever way we can get it.
Yeah, you told me a couple weeks ago that you were brought here for your defense, but tonight it was all about your offense, which was great to see. Can you walk us through some of those opportunities that you saw on the board?
Honestly, I just try to take advantage of anything and just serve my team however I can. And tonight I had open shots, so I just made sure that I took those.
And then Coach, could you speak on just Brittany Sykes, what she does at the point of attack and just how she makes things difficult in both ends?
Yeah, I mean, she's just relentless at getting downhill, and getting to the rim. She's always been like that in her career. So, you have to, you just have to play her smart. You have to play her different. You know what I mean? Give her a step, especially when she's in attack mode. You know what I mean? Try to guard her with your hands up, not trying to swipe at different things like that, and give her a little bit of resistance. But she does a great job of just being relentless, getting to the spots that she wants to get to.
Joshua Will, go ahead.
Hi, I just want to ask about Leisha's efficiency. The first player in Dream history to have back-to-back games with 25 plus points, 2+ threes while shooting 60% or better. Just talk about her game and how she's had an impact.
This has been Leash all year, for the most part. You know, you sprinkle in a couple games here and there. But Leash has been super efficient all year, finding good shots and finding opportunities for her to take advantage of what the defense is doing. So we need Leash to be efficient and to take efficient shots for our team. So she's just doing what she's supposed to be doing.
William Ramirez, go ahead.
Hey, Tanisha, it's been a minute since y'all played the Aces, obviously. Can you talk about the progression of improvement throughout the season and realistically the last 6 games since the All-Star break? We played a pretty tough schedule. This past game, you talked about coming out with better energy. What you saw tonight, just heading into Vegas, how you've seen, can you assess the team's progression of improvement?
Yeah, well, we're definitely a different team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We're not the same team that we were back in June when we played Vegas. I think we're playing with a lot more confidence in who we are and how we operate. So it'll be good to go in and play against a team like that, the best team in the league, clearly by far, to see how we compete and we put on our hard hats and go to work.
Any more in the room? Thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask Coach out of curiosity and looking down the stat line, your bigs had at least a third of your assists. So how important is it for your front court to be a part of that ball movement?
That's interesting.
I tried not to go too.
Nah, it's okay. Let me see. Well, Nia had 5 of them, so that's majority. And Nia's not a big; she's a guard that we play at the. Nia had 5 assists.
Yeah, looking at Cheyenne.
Cheyenne had 3, but Cheyenne's a playmaker for us. So between them, what do we have? 21. 9 of them came from Cheyenne and Nia, but Nia I don't consider a post player. Nia's a guard that we forced to play post.
And that's kind of what I was getting at. Like you said, she's a guard, but you still can play her in that front court along with Cheyenne.
Yeah.
It's the ball movement that doesn't just sit in the backcourt for your team. You also have the ball movement.
Yeah, I think based upon the offense, the ball has to move. We're not very good when the ball doesn't move, to be honest with you. When we're playing more just one-on-one because there's no movement, whether it's from the weak side, we're not as good. I mean, that's just fact. But when we get the ball moving and when it moves from side to side, and then we can take advantage of the defense shifting, is when we get great opportunities, whether that's downhill or whether that's draw and kick. And so I think that they understand that's part of our offense. And so they do a good job of finding those opportunities for one another. No problem. Nia, you a post player, huh?